You guys are into ghost stuff too, right? Or
So it's kind of a weird thing.
It's funny.
I'm not a believer,
okay, I love that.
but I want to believe, a believer. And every time we have a guest, I ask them, "What's your ghost story?"
Okay.
Because it's a weird pairing where I'm a very skeptical person, but I don't know, our fans love it. So every time we are here, we say, "Hey, what's your best ghost story?" Sometimes they don't have one. Sometimes they got a great one. I am expecting there's a lot of ghost discussioning to happen here.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how we started it. Why did we even ask it to begin
Must
with?
have been from Austin.
Oh,
Post Malone is like a big ghost guy.
Okay.
He took me on a ghost hunt, and I was such a skeptical asshole that I was just goofing the whole time. But I guess you have to suspend your disbelief when you're doing that. Is that how you feel, or are you genuinely like, there's spooks to be had right here, like real spooks?
So my boyfriend is like you, very skeptical, and every time we've done something ghost hunty, he has a crazy experience. And it's almost like he fucking forgets it the next day. Like he'll hear a voice, something will happen, something will touch him, and whatever. And he's freaked out in the moment. Then the next day he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe it was just like the fucking wind or something. I'm like, we have it on camera. So I think if you're a skeptical person, nothing will really change that. Maybe for me, I used to be skeptical, and then when I was 11, I was laying in my bed, and I felt like fingers on my back, like one of these. And I heard happy birthday, and I thought it was just my mom. So then, like,
Was it your birthday?
yeah. And I had like a really bad birthday, and I was sad, whatever. So I thought it was just my mom. And then I turn over, and there's nobody there. And I was
Yikes.
like, whoa. So I run into my mom's room. And at the time, my mom's really religious. At the time, my mom's like, oh, honey, that was just your guardian angel. She knew you had a bad day or whatever. So at the time, I was like, okay, Mom, love the Bible, yeah. Later on in life, I'm like, wait a minute.
That's weird.
Fucked. That was a demon. That's something fucked up.
Yeah.
And then when I was 22 or something, my grandma died like a week prior. And then I was sad, and I looked up. It was like 11 p.m. watching Friends. I look over, and my grandma's standing in my closet, like right there.
You just saw your grandma
Yes.
full form
Yes.
staring?
Yes. Like standing there
did
in
she
my
look
closet.
like
What was the vibe?
She
like
was
a-
wearing a purple robe.
Was
she
it-
always wore.
Was it like a friendly visitation?
It was like, it was dark in my room because I was watching TV at night. And when I looked over, she was standing there, and it was a little dark, but I still completely saw her and her face, and she was just kind of blank faced. And I like froze, and I didn't know what to do. And have you ever like thought something bad was happening, and you just freeze and you don't know what to do, and you're shaking? So I
Sure.
did that, and then I got enough energy to run out of the room. I like threw
You were
up.
staring for a long time.
It felt like an hour, but it was probably like, 10 seconds or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just like at this. And then I ran out of the room, like barfed. Like it was like really fucked up and intense. My brother ran, my mom, they met me in the hallway. And the craziest part was my brother goes, did you see grandma?
what?
And I was like, and he's like 27 at the time.
Dude, I seriously got chill. I
Yeah.
never experienced anything like that.
Why did he ask that?
I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He goes, because right before you started screaming, he's like, I could feel her. And he had her coffee table in his room. And he's like, and I looked down at the coffee table, and like, I just like saw what I thought was her in the glass of it. And then my mom was like, I smelled her, because she wore the same perfume all the time. Like we all had the same experience at the same moment, which is crazy because my brother's total skeptic, but he's like, I fucking saw her.
Was your grandma a very big part of your life up
Yeah.
until then?
She pretty much raised me, yeah. My mom was working a lot.
Interesting.
So my grandma was...
So she lived with you guys.
Well, this is the most fucked up part. So we go back to my bedroom. We're all holding hands. My mom's crying. Like we would like walk in, and they're like, "Where did you see her?" And I pointed, and my brother goes, "Dude, look what the fuck you're pointing at." I was pointing at her purple robe that she wore every day, because that's the one thing I kept when she died. Because like I just want to remember her, and it was hanging in my closet. She was standing right in front of it, in it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like yeah.
That's crazy.
So then I went to a medium, and I didn't even at the time really believe in mediums, but my girlfriend at the time was like,
So a
"Meet with her."
median is someone who talks to the dead. Is that right? Okay.
like the Long Island.
Yeah, and this lady like doesn't. Yeah, exactly. This lady.
What, did she have crazy hair? Or?
It was in her basement, which was a little scary. But
Okay.
she like solves murder. She works with the FBI. Like she doesn't really do it for people unless they're family friends. So she did it for me. And before I even told her anything, she was like, "Your grandma's here, and she wants to talk to you." And everything she said was stuff I had never talked about. It was like, your grandma knows about your, eating disorder. Your grandma knows about this and this and this, and like, you are getting toward death if you don't figure your shit out. And I was. It was bad. It
Whoa.
was bad. Yeah. And my uncle, who I'd never told anybody this, my uncle killed himself, and I was really close to him. And she goes, and your uncle's here. And she knew his name and everything. And she's like, and he does not want you to do it. Because I was pretty suicidal at the time.
Jesus.
And he's standing behind me. That was when it was just like,
You must have just been like
oh, fucked.
electric.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, like this is all very real. It's not like, and dark. And that did change my life, you know?
That would be a very formative experience in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's
so
crazy.
how old were you when you spoke with the medium?
I was probably 22, 23.
And that sparked and those series of events sparked your interest in ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you see it now? Like, do you see ghosts as, in hindsight, was that a friendly visitation? What was it? Was it something that, is your grandma's spirit conscious? Was her ghost conscious? Or was she just kind of there, unconsciously floating there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think energy can't go away. So I think when somebody dies, their energy is still somewhere. So I think from what the medium said, you know, when my grandma needed to tell me something or talk to me, she showed up in the form that I remembered her as, but that's like not what she is on the other side.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I think everything's on different level. Like, you know how your dog can hear certain sounds that we can't hear, and dogs and cats and stuff can see ghosts supposedly. I think they're just on a slightly different level than we are, and we're like right under it.